Welcome to the Ouachita Switchbacks course preview. I'm in Big Cedar, Oklahoma. Most people don't think of Oklahoma as being mountainous, but this is the Ouachita Mountains, and these are some of the tallest mountains that run east and west on the continent. Of course, most of the big mountains run north and south, but yeah, there's some good climbs on this course, and I think you're going to enjoy it. If you get a chance, here in Big Cedar, just 1 mile to the south of where you turn for the trailhead, is an interesting memorial to John F. Kennedy, who spoke here to dedicate this highway. As you see, on October 29th, 1961, he came here to dedicate the opening of this highway, which cut through these mountains, which was quite a thing to finish up. So now let's take a look at the course and how you get to the start line. So you're going to see this sign, Pushubi Trailhead, again about 1 mile north of Big Cedar. Now there's no town at Big Cedar, it's just an intersection really of 2 highways, no stores or anything like that. So come prepared, because the nearest store is at least 15-20 miles away. So bring all the goods you need and everything. But when you see that sign, you're gonna head to the east down this forest road, and you're gonna go about 4 miles to the dead end, and that's where the trailhead is located, and that's the start-finish area. And so here we are at the end of the 4 miles, and it's a pretty good road. You don't need 4-wheel drive or anything. You don't want to probably bring a big, large camper down here. A small camper is fine. I bring a little travel trailer, but if you have something longer than 20 feet, it can be hard to turn around in this spot. It's just not real big. There's tons of camping spaces, dispersed camping spaces all along that road. Lots right around here. We usually have, I'd say, at least 30 to 40 people that are camping around here Friday night. This will be the headquarters for the race. This is the start and the finish line for the race. Over here is a really nice camping area where we have a lot of people camping. And we'll have a big bonfire, campfire Friday night, and we'll have that going Saturday as well when you come to the finish. And this is where we start the race. We're just take off right here, single track, all single track trail. The start of the race can be a little tight, you know, with a lot of people. So try not to get in too big of a hurry. There's plenty of time to space out. But it's a beautiful venue to start the race, a beautiful view as well. And so now let's take a look at the course. First of all, the course is marked in blue blazes, as you see there. If you see those symbols, blue blaze straight. If you see 2 blazes, it means that it's going to turn, but it's pretty simple, pretty easy to follow. There is a cell signal pretty much on the whole course. Might be spotty in a few places, but it's pretty good, really. Overall, you should be able to get a cell signal almost all the time. As we zoom in here, right there's where we start. The trail is going to go back to the highway. That's 3.7 miles to the Big Cedar aid station right there. Then we start the climb, 5-mile climb. The 10-mile race will turn around right about there at the Rock Glacier, but the others will continue with this 5-mile climb to the shelter at the top of the mountain. And then the 25K will turn around there. 50K will continue along across Talamina Drive and then run along the ridge. It's not shown on this map, but they'll go past Horse Thief Springs, turn around, and come back. So just 3/4 of a mile in, you come to this little ravine on a tin horn, and you come up here, and there's a few spots where you have like a 4-wheel drive Jeep trail that cuts through, but you know, you just go straight. Just follow the blue blazes, just go straight. The good news is on the way back, when you see that, you know you're close to the finish. little stream, boulder crossing, about a mile and a half in. So I'm at the top of a little climb. What's it like from the start to the first aid station? Very runnable. There's a few hills. Might have to walk a little bit of those, but not much. Just kind of rolling. Of course, it's always technical, but not bad. Of course, on the way back, you're gonna be climbing up hills and you'll swear, be like, I know I did not climb this hill. I did not come down on the way out because your legs are tired. But overall, the first 3.7 miles of the course are not bad as far as hills. It's only after that first aid station that things get interesting. There are mile markers on this trail. This is mile 31 from the western terminus at the Talamina State Park. You usually won't see those. It's just buried by leaves and stuff. I just happened to find that one. She might see it and it's interesting, so you can check your splits by those. And just some more information about the Ouachita Trail. It does start at the Talamina State Park near Tallahassee, Oklahoma. It goes 220 some odd miles to the eastern terminus just outside Little Rock, Arkansas. So it's an extraordinary national recreation trail. We're just doing a small part of it. Okay, so mile 3.3 or so. We're coming down here and we're gonna pop out of the woods onto a little road. We're real close to the highway now. And here's the thing, this would probably be the easiest place to get off trail. You're just gonna continue, follow the blue blazes on the telephone poles there. But on your way back, and I'll show you this, because you're gonna, of course, come back the same way. And when you come back the same way, this is the view. And so it's real easy just to keep going, in which case you'll run into that forest road that you drove in on. But you want to look for this. There's ribbon there, there's the blue blazes, and you take a left back up on the trail. So it's not too bad. I have caution tape up there, so it shouldn't be a problem. So you're just going to continue on another 0.3 miles or so. You'll hit the highway and cross the highway. So we're at the highway, and this is where your first aid station is. The 50 Kers. You got about 12 and a half miles to go. And see a sign, Pushubi Trailhead 3. It's 3.7. So on your way back, you see that, don't get your hopes up. It's 3.7. And you'll cross the highway here. See that sign onto the aid station just down here. This is where the first aid station is. They've got a nice new sign they just put up this year and a new map. So feel free to hang out here, 3.7 on the way out. And when you come back, you have 3.7 left. We'll have a fully stocked aid station, lots of hot food, snacks, Gatorade, etc. Have a seat, enjoy yourself, but make sure you keep moving too. Don't linger for too long. So here's the first water crossing. It's just a couple hundred yards past that first aid station. As you can see today, you could pretty easily hop across it. Now we have had years where we have a hard rain the night before and it's been pretty high, but it's never so high that it's dangerous. You're not gonna be swept downstream or anything. And if it's warm, it actually can be kind of refreshing. So here it is. This is the Rock Glacier, 1.3 miles past the river crossing. And this is where the 10 miler will turn around, because this is 5 miles from the start. As you can see, it's beautiful and you can't miss it. So there'll be a sign just on the other side of this Rock Glacier. You go to it and you can touch it and then turn around and go back this way. So 2 miles past the river crossing, you'll come up to this spring, and it's just over here. You see it over there, and it's called the Red Spring. And you could get water from there if you needed to. It's a spring, so you could drink it even unfiltered. Makes for another little aid station. So this is the saddle. It comes about mile 7.5. You're going to come down this side of the mountain. It's about, it's a climb all the way up there, and then you got about half mile downhill to this saddle. When you see this saddle, you can't miss it because it's in between these two peaks. You're going to go and start the switchbacks, and you'll have about 1.1, 1.2 to the shelter. So here's one of the highlights of the switchbacks, and this is your reward when you make it to the top of the switchbacks. Beautiful view looking to the south, even a little homemade bench here if you want to sit and appreciate it. But yeah, and I'm coming back down the mountain now. You go back down the 30 some odd switchbacks, got a little climb, and then you got 3.5 miles all down to the aid station. So for the 25K turnaround, and it's actually further than 25K, it's 8.7. It's about a mile further than what it usually would be. But this is what you'll see as you get to the top. After climbing 30 odd switchbacks, there's a rock formation. There used to be a fire tower up here. And the reason it's further than 25K because it goes to this shelter at the top of the mountain. Now, 50Kers will go and get some aid, and then you'll just keep on going to the other side of the mountain and on to Talamina Drive, across there, and continue on to Horse Thief Springs. And but everyone will come to the aid station here, and yeah, and then turn around, and then you've got mostly downhill on the way back. Just to give you an idea of what the switchbacks look like. There's Woolberry waiting on me. I'm a lot older than you, Woolberry. But it's just beautiful. But it's also relentless. You have one switchback after another. As you can see, it's about 20 or 30 yards. Here comes another one. So, as you come back down the mountain, just make sure it's so pretty. It's easy to be looking up. And then before long, you hit a rock and you do a face plant. So, because you want to look at the scenery. And here's the next switchback. If you see two blues like that, that means the trail is turning. Don't go straight. So there's two blues. Let's look out. We're turning, going the other way. And you'll have some 30 odd of those on this climb. And so that's the course preview for the 25K and the 10 miler. For those doing the 50K, I've got a separate video to show that half of the course, and you can watch that. For those doing the 25K and the 10 miler, some of you are new to the trail, new to trail running. There'll be some moments that you might get tired of it. There'll be some moments, some low moments. That's what makes it a great sport, because it's, you challenge yourself. But when those moments come, just look where you're at, because it's absolutely beautiful. And slow down and take a break if you need to. One step in front of the other. Even if you have to walk, 30-minute miles, you'll get there. And we'll be there at the finish line waiting for you to celebrate your accomplishment. So we'll see you guys the Saturday in January before Martin Luther King Day every year. See you there.